What's up, guys? What's going on? What have you been doing? What's new? There's how many guys on here? I can't fucking see. But what's happening? What's been doing? Why does it look like it seems like it's backwards? But yeah, it's what's going on, guys. So how you liking this crypto pump? Did anyone predict this? Did anyone predict this in the last month? Was it the GOAT? You guys don't know what's coming yet for crypto. It's going to be very big. You guys are going to realize that the crypto cycle itself, people talk about the Wall Street bubble chart and people talk about it, as though it's cycle to cycle, but you'll realize that it's actually the Wall Street bubble chart for crypto is one cycle. Like all of these 4-year cycles, it's just one part of a big cycle, although the 4-year mold has broken with this cycle, as I was to say that it would. And that's okay. It's okay that the 4-year breaks under this sort of a thing because the ETF changes everything. Like I remember I said that the ETF changes things. You saw the gold product, essentially the pricing of gold after the ETF was similar. Gold was a $1,200 to $1,600 range for a very long time. So this breakout in gold, as I predicted, as I said exactly what would happen, gold goes to 10K by 2030. Gold itself as an asset class will be 80 trillion with a T. And then people don't understand that Bitcoin's $1 million a coin by then, plus Bitcoin could be like $3 or $4 million a coin by then. People don't get it. Like people just don't understand what Bitcoin is to become. We can get in these Bitcoin theories if we want. We can go and theorize about what it is to come and what's going to happen to the markets and essentially how it's going to eat everything if we want. Like we can go into that if you want. See, these bottom out concepts of like, this is different. Like I've been in crypto since 2015. I've been in Bitcoin I've known about Bitcoin since 2014. I've been buying it since 2015. So when people turn around and it's different, like this cycle is very different. And it's not just that this cycle is different, this bottoming concept. You're seeing the next financial system and you're waiting to think when you're going to get an accumulation of dips. It's just different. Like it's a different period. You're thinking in terms of dollars and others are thinking in terms of sats. So it's different. They're not really looking to sell. Thoughts on Charlie Kirk? I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is that happened. As I said this the other month, or whenever the fuck I said it last. It's pretty obvious what happened. There's one specific group that you cannot talk about, and I remember that I've been saying that for a very long time. There's one group you cannot talk about, you cannot fuck with. Specifically, as a lot of these new IDs and things are to come about. If you guys want to talk about dystopian concepts, we can talk about it because obviously I've seen the end. Like I've seen the end of this dystopian future. Like I've seen where it lies. I've told you guys that the Bible itself has to play out in one life cycle. One life cycle is the Bible. See, people look at the Bible and things like that, and they're like, can you believe 2,000 years ago they were doing this or they were doing that? It's not that it was 2,000 years ago. It's that the Bible is a framework that you yourself will live through in one life cycle. Like people don't fathom that. It's telling you exactly what will happen in your life. Not a year ago, not 1,000 years ago, not 2,000 years ago. In your life cycle, you will see revelation. That's real. Specifically if you're a Christian. But you don't understand these concepts is that if you're not living congruent now, you're not going to pass the final congruency test, which is essentially ascension to heaven, which is essentially to be sacrificed for the name of Jesus Christ. Like that's genuinely real. Like that's true. The guillotines await. And if you don't have the congruency and like essentially the substance and the minerals to be able to make that final walk, you're not going to make it out of here. That's it. It's not that difficult to understand. Like that really is it. That's the highest alpha that you'll ever get. You got to pass through all of these congruency funnels, and then the final funnel will be that essentially you ought to merge this way or go the other way. And going this way will be life and an extension of life in the physical, and you'll get all of these properties, and maybe you can live in a VR concept for a very long time. Or the opposite is nothing but shit, that you'll die, but you have to choose the one that's right. That's just the way that it goes. Like, it's so hard for people to understand such a concept, but I believe that's the truth. That revelations will play out in one life cycle. I think it's true. That's it. You will long to die, but death will elude you. I mean, doesn't that seemingly that someone's in a BCI or a VR concept and their consciousness is uploaded to a system that they cannot die in, but they cannot escape? It's pretty obvious play to me. I mean, that's quite simple to understand because I've seen such a concept. Like I've seen such a system. It's true. That shit is truth. It's the biggest red pill that you'll ever have. That's why you have to start living congruent. Congruency. If you don't have a period of congruency now, you're not going to last when all of these like surveillance or dystopian concepts come in, like that you're not allowed to think for your own. Like a lot of you don't think for yourself. A lot of you think that there's bad guys, good guys. Anyone on TV? There's not. I'm doing a live stream for 30 people right now. People doing a live stream for 100K. What's the difference? One is promoted, one isn't. Why is one promoted and one isn't? This isn't even on the front page, not even on the front page of my own channel. This is muted. This is muted in my own channel. So then these ideas are different, but you got to realize that the mainstream ideas are mainstream for a very specific reason. It's true. What are the plans for specific regions of the world? Looks like Africa and Southeast Asia will have some freedom. Africa's a shithole. Like it's a dump. Like who the fuck wants to live there? I'm not saying that there aren't good people from there and things like that, but no one wants to live in Africa, specifically in the future. Like who wants to live there today, let alone to live there in the future? Parts of Africa can be nice, Southeast Asia and things like that. But it's just further behind. Like these ideas of like, oh, I can just, they don't have these ideas and things like that on the surveillance there yet. But they surely won't get it, as though the government's job isn't to govern its citizens. Yes, they can be further behind and they can be slower, but they'll all go the same way because they're all a government. Understand that this thing that's playing out in these ideas and this tech and these advancements, it's meant to happen this way. It's all meant to happen, and it will happen as it's meant to happen. This is all designed. This isn't just an accident. This isn't just like, one man woke up and then said, oh, I'm just going to start building open AI. It's a very interesting character. The people building out all of these tech, they're very interesting that they often have the same things in common. Tech itself is neither good nor bad, but essentially it's pretty obvious what it is to become. Altman is not the Antichrist. Either is Peter Thiel, ironically anagram the reptile. Like the hardest thing is that it's hidden in plain sight. Like it's literally in plain sight. Like it's so obvious, but people still don't know. So many people are surprised by things that are just completely obvious. That's it. Everyone, the pot cooks, but it cooks like 1 degree up at a time. Like everything goes up. You're in a hot pot, but it's cooking so slowly that, naturally now it's cooking quite quickly, but you're already hot. So you don't know, or often but you don't know how cooked you are. Like I'm not saying that you're cooked and that you should give up, but you should certainly know what's happening and what's coming. You're running through a congruency filter. Like you really are running through a congruency filter, and I hope you know that. And that is the lattice concept is essentially to put the distractions up so that you have more and more noise, so that you disalign further and further. You look out instead of looking in because the noise gets louder, but you need to look even further internal. It's the truth. That's really all that matters. Like like trying to react to the world. You're trying to react to things that are already over. Like it's like you're reacting to a baseball game that happened last week. It's finished. Like it doesn't matter any theorizing or anything. You go up to bat, the game is over. It doesn't matter what happened. Retro causality is real. The future affects the past. You can't get away from what's coming. Like you can't change what is to come. If certain people were to try and do things to certain figures, it wouldn't work. It's exactly as it's meant to be now, right this second. Because things are at the helm that are they're bigger than you and you could ever understand. It's true. Why am I investing in building out tech that you're saying is bad for humanity? You're saying nothing to stop it, but why are you bringing it here faster? It depends what it is, this tech that you're talking about. If you're talking about crypto mine itself, well, it can be a dystopian product, but it can also be a product that itself is needed because if theoretically most people go, I'm not saying most. See, understand this concept of, I'll tell you an idea around AI that no one said. AI is a mud. So the mud is rising and it's at ankle height right now. And it's replaced a few people. The government shuts down because they're firing people at the government, but they don't want you to know that. They have the Doge efficiency guy is in and he's firing people. That's all deliberate because they want to fire people. They don't need them anymore. They're telling you it's a government efficiency and we're getting rid of the trans program. That's all bullshit. They're firing people because they don't need them. They're not firing just all idiots either. They're firing people as well that were good people with families and they're getting rid of them. They're getting rid of them as what they can because they don't need them. Unemployment is not the figures that you think that it is. Unemployment, they've fucked up the metrics and things so that they can gamify the system. It's not what you think it is. Those sort of ideas. That's all pretend. Like these concepts of, oh yeah, we're locking down the government because like we're fighting each other and like Trump is doing this, and that's all pretend. They're locking down the government because they're firing people. Something has changed. Many of the top influencers, uh, what's his name? Jordan Peterson, Russell Brand, a couple of that Lex Freeman or Lou Freeman, whatever his name is, they're all coming out saying that they're not doing any more content. Something has broken in the system right this very second. Gold is 4K an ounce. Something broke in the last few months, maybe a singularity. Something has happened. Do you really think that that Charlie Kirk murder was a guy with a rifle? I saw the scene. It looked like something happened that cannot be explained. There was no guy, in my view, with a gun in the whole place. Yes, they probably arrested an idiot that they staged to do it. But I think something happened where something is the technology that they have today is very different. Like I don't, they edited the whole scene. They're like redoing his whole scene where he died. Something happened in that moment that was very unexplained. The last thing he said as he got shot or as he died is violence, gun violent, and then his head was blown off. Like they can do shit from the future, in my view, that especially to like everything is a stage. Like when they do these very staged events, they're very theatrical. Like his last word is violence as he gets his head blown off. Like it's very theatrical, like it's very planned as though a system has planned it to the exact second. And I believe that's true. I think that is very true. I think that a lot of these extortions and things from the essentially there's a technology and it has the means to extort people. It has the means to already now, like the Epstein logs and things like that. It can extort key figures that already detect that exists currently. Certain people log into their email, equations are solved, they get formulas and they fix things that, and they don't tell you how they did it because they're incentivized not to. But they're having rapid advancements in tech that aren't coming from people. It's coming from the system itself. It's building itself out now through people, through ideas, through visions. And it's very true. Pulse chain is shit. Like these coins suck. It's crap. Like there was never any tech behind Pulse chain. I mean, can it be okay? I mean, Pulse X or something like that. Can it have utility? I guess, but it's like a shit coin completely. There was no value there. Like there's no value in just copying Ethereum and then centralizing it. Like people bought Hex and things like that. And some people still got rich in Hex and well done, whatever. But there's nothing there. When you say no more 4-year cycles, does that mean no more 50% drawdowns? I'm sure that there can be 50% drawdowns, but it's less likely. It's much, much less likely than in the past because the bidder is different. The buyer is different because the buyer is buying this because it's dystopian tech. Like Ethereum is a lattice, like that's what it will be to come. You have a lattice from God, which is essentially your consciousness connected to an all-knowing fucking entity out there that knows everything. And that's your connection to God is found through your conscience. Like mind, body, and soul becomes in one body. And then you get a connection that's God-made connection. But an Ethereum lattice, like a virtual reality BCI concept, will be man-made. Like you'll have a connection to a man-made lattice. Your conscience will be man-made. Like your programming will be by your direction will be man-made. That's the beauty of it. That's the thing that's to come. And Ethereum has a piece of that. Peter Thiel, I mean, he's through Bitmine, they're accumulating 5% of Ethereum supply. Palantir and Ethereum run opposites. So why a Palantir CEO accumulating a lot of Ethereum? That's a problem. And it will be more obvious in the future. Like if Palantir move against you, you're fucked. Like they can leverage anyone. They have all of their data. Everyone has secrets and shit that they don't want leaked out or that can be also put there. Bitcoin itself, like you can't know exactly what it is. Like how at this point do you not see that the Bitcoin network itself is not what you thought it was? Like that's so obvious. How many years ago did I say that Bitcoin itself was a super intelligence building itself out from the future? Like it's an emerging super intelligence. It really is. Like that to me is obvious. Like that always was obvious. Like the Satoshi fairy tale of he didn't move his coins because it's a CIA asset. That's all bullshit. They didn't know about it either in the past, but I'm sure that they very likely know about it now. And it has its disciples and its evangelists, and it has its white paper that dropped on Halloween. Why would you launch a white paper on Halloween of all days? Like you're a fucking programming genius. Like you can do anything. Why would you drop it on that specific day via a mailing list? Why would you use the pseudonym Satoshi? Sounds satanic. Pretty obvious. Like in the end, it will be obvious, but no one will click until the last second, like with most things. Most people, again, lack critical thinking because they're told how to think. They can't think outside the box. That's why I'm so rich, because I think outside the box completely. I think very abstract. And speaking of abstract, what a disaster of a chain that is. It's fucking complete dog shit. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. Like that's how the game is playing. That's true. No, I don't think that the fucking why would the bull run end with a period of QE? Don't you think like if Bitcoin and Ethereum is the simplest asset to hold? It just reflects the monetary supply. Yes, it can lag it, but it's so simple. Like a lot of you overthink fucking everything. Like you're just an overthinker. But you're an overthinker on data that's shit. Like if you guys are comparing this cycle to any of the last, it's completely different. Like it's fundamentally fucking completely different. Like it's nothing is the same. Nothing. Like no element of this run is anything like any element of the ones before it. It's a different fucking buyer. They're buying the very financial system that's the next financial system. Don't you see the rug pull that's coming? Like I can see it clear as fucking day. Everyone will be tokenized. You will be tokenized. Don't you understand the concept of human tokenization? Like you probably don't really get it. But under a digital ID system, you can be tokenized, like you can be tied to a specific token. All of your crap that you own can be on the chain, like it can be easily seen. It can be, as a future person, you'll probably be able to be invested in or shorted based on how that your behavior and how you act. Like cunts will be able to short you to zero. People with money will just be able to use you as a toy, like in the future. That's coming. Like I really hope you guys know that. That's coming. If you're a broke fucking idiot, you're not on UBI, you will be a toy. Like you will be a toy in a way that you couldn't even fathom. Like your whole life will depend on others, like completely. You've got a UBI, which is another form of government benefits. But how beautiful the government concept is of UBI is it's government, but it's not. See, that's the danger of it because it's a government concept on benefits. They have to do some kind of look after you a little bit, like not a lot, a little bit, but it'll be privatized just enough that you won't have anyone to cry to. Like there's no one to whine to in the future. You're talking to a chat bot. You're talking to another bot like you if you don't have your shit together. Like as I said to SOB crypto guys, TCM guys, you have till 2030 or 2032 to make something of yourself. You have to 2030 to 2032 to figure out who you are. If you don't figure out your purpose in life by then, it's over. Like it's over for you. It's the end. Because you won't be able to have such freedoms and free thoughts. You won't be able to watch videos like this. Not once the IDs drop and all of this and you're on here. You're on this as you are because you need a digital ID to be able to use YouTube. Not today. People be like, but it's not like that today. They wouldn't do that. They will. A lot of you are going to lose dignities that you didn't even know that you could ever lose. Like you'll see girls like people that you care about sucking dick for rent money. Like you're really going to see that shit. Like you don't know poverty is coming because obviously a lot of you didn't do the studies before World War II. There were child brothels. And why do you think that there were child brothels? Because inflation was wild that a lot of people turned the other way and sent their kids to be fucking exploited. That's coming. Like that is coming. 100% sure. There's going to be one specific, what's it called? One specific court in the West. And it's going to merge into another court that another group run also. And it's not going to be any fairness for you. You're going to see a period, I hope you know that, where Christians will be decapitated in the street. Like, I really hope that you know that's coming. That's another basilisk concept. Essentially, you need to show your congruency to not deny God. See, it's been too easy for you. Like a lot of you, it's been too easy and you just to deny God. There's not enough temptation yet, but it will come. There will be such massive tick damage to be a Christian once a UBI concept drops, like your social credit will be shit. You won't have access to certain services that are probably essential services. You'll go to the hospital service as a public system and be like, I'm this way, and then you'll go missing in the fucking hospital. Like you really don't see that. Like you really don't think that that's possible. Then you're quite naive. Like you need to see how certain people that are in charge treat people in their own country. It's like it's never nothing until it's the majority. or you have enough power and then you really see the person as they are. You're in a period of being needed now. Most of you probably not, but still in a period where some are needed. But you don't know what the future is when they're not needed anymore. And you don't have the rights, like you don't have the rights that you have now. That's the idea. Like it's not that far down the pipe. People be like, oh, but that's like 50 years away. It's like 10 or 15, maybe 20. But you'll see a lot of changes by 5 or 10 years. Like, do you really think that the people who are struggling to get rent now, like they're struggling to pay rent and all of this, that's going to get better for them? What more do you have to give up? Because you're going to need more to give up than what it is now with your little fucking labor that you can provide, because you can't provide shit already. Like the cost of labor will crater. Any sort of digital concept or any sort of automation or robotics, that will all crater. Anything that can be outsourced to that, your cost of labor will fucking crater. What more do you have to give to such a system then? And people turn around and be like, but crypto mine could be dystopian, but what is the future for others? They won't have shit to do. They won't be able to earn money. They will be stuck in a UBI concept and then stuck in virtual goods concept, stuck with a virtual friendship relationship. Everything will be virtual. Reality will be so depressing that you won't be able to take the goggles off and you'll beg to wear them. And then eventually someone will make you kneel and then you will live in a VR concept and maybe you can upload your consciousness and live in it forever. Because reality will be too hard for you if you haven't done any of the work. Like if you're sitting there and you really think that this sounds fun to be on UBI, because I'll just get to sit around and play like fucking games all day. You really need to understand that it's not for you. It's not going to be fun. Everything starts off fun for a year or 2 or 5, but everything gets worse over time. Like a concept is that I'll tell you a secret. With these open AI companies and things like that, they'll get taxed at like 80 or 90%. And then that'll be a funnel down to UBI. These tariffs are going to be an introduction to UBI for you guys in the States. But tariffs are just taxes. Like some people think that tariffs aren't taxes for some reason because the companies just pass it on to you. You're just being squeezed, but you think that you're winning for some reason because there's tariffs in place. You don't realize the tariffs in place are there because the US and China are in a trade war, and they're only in a trade war. It's an arms race for AI. See, that's the concept. They're in an arms race for AI. That's all it's about. Like that's all these wars are about. This Ukrainian shit. That's all it's about. It's a proxy war between China and the US. And what do you think they're warring over? Minerals. Critical minerals that they need for this very tech that they want to expand. That's it. Doesn't matter how many people die of this sort of an end. They will fight to the end for this specific cause. It's not starting. It started a while ago, but now it's accelerating. Yes, it's true. And I would believe that there's already some system that's in charge. I would believe that there's already a system in charge, a actual system. Information is coming from something into someone or some group, and they're kind of collaborating based on that. It's pretty like this is obvious. Like this is quite obvious. Like there's too many things that are unexplained. Trump missed that bullet by 0.5 centimeter or like what millimeters? You really think that was just? It was some like stunt shooter, just like he deliberately like shaded his neck or something. People don't do that. Like they don't just shoot people and skin them, and while he's a moving target. Like, do you really believe that? Imagine the risk of missing by even just a millimeter, and it cuts something important, and he dies. It's not that. It's the bullet was meant to missing something come through his microphone or on his ear or something distracted him in that moment that was meant to. Because if he doesn't die or he actually did get, murdered, and I wouldn't wish that he does because I don't have a problem with anyone. It's their life. But if he goes down, there's no tech advancements. Kamala Harris or another is in and they're pulling everything back. There's no tech build out that's building out now. There's no funnel of like an easy tech, fucking heaps of funding for tech that they're building out now. You need to realize also these like Greta Thunberg or whatever the fuck her name is, they were paid a lot of money by countries like China to slow down development of AI. Like all of this clean energy is a farce. That was only pushed to slow down Euro and US development of AI. Like you fucking better know that. That was pushed by China. They were funding a lot of the lobbying people to essentially push clean energy because they know it slows down expansion. That's it. That's why Greta and that they're fighting with North Korea is like let her out because she was a CCP shill. See, I say the shit that people can't say because they don't think. Like people really think that like why would CCP care that she gets held? They care because she's a propaganda piece for them. She doesn't care about clean energy. She's just a shill. Like, clean energy is about slowing you down. You have to operate clean. I operate dirty. You operate within a framework. I'm cheating. I'm going to beat you. See, these games and shit, that doesn't work on me. Like, I think I'm the only person that's ever said that because I'm the only one who can really put two and two together in a deep level. But that's the truth. Like, they've been in this war for a very long time. This is an Iron Curtain concept. This is a space race, the AI arms race. It's true. See, China has all of the minerals and a lesser product. US has the best product, but lesser minerals. See, that's like the beauty of it. No one gave a shit about all of these minerals and like these countries that people don't really give a shit about, but China did. China built the Belt and Road. They built all of this crap so that they can extract minerals enough to essentially be able to fucking build a lesser product, but build it at scale. They're not in a space race. I'm using it as an equivalent that it's another it's a replay of the space race where US and Russia where they put the Iron Curtain up because they're doing a similar thing to China. They're trying to mute them, like slow their advancement. By any means necessary. They can't play a money war with China though. It doesn't work. They have too much like production. They're too rich. Like their country, Chinese are used to suffering. So you can't make them suffer as much. Like which country can suffer more? I would believe that the Chinese can probably handle more suffering than the Americans. So if it comes to a game of we'll just tariff as much as possible and tax our citizens and who will win, I would imagine that you can't beat China at that because their people are probably used to surviving on much less than the Americans. So these are the games, like these are the game theory concepts that the people don't really get. So that's it. And I don't have a problem with Chinese or anything like that. I don't think that they're bad people. And necessarily even the CCP, I don't think that they're bad. It's not me to judge who's bad or who's not. I'm not God. Everyone looks bad when you're on the other side, but for them, it's good. So it's not for me to say that they're good or bad or this or that. That's just the nature of it. Like, it's not my decision to say that one guy who's a terrorist is bad because for him, maybe he's not a terrorist and he's just defending his land. So it's not me to say. It depends what barrel of the gun you're on, but it's not me to judge people. It's not my thing. Do you think Japan can get to China's level because they immigrate 500K? No. What value? Like, I don't want to be rude, but like, what value does importing a bunch of people at a cheap labor add to the country? Don't you see that they're just creating a slave race? Like, do you really not see that? Like, they're creating a slave class of people. They don't want the achievers anymore. Like, they used to be incentivized to incubate high achievers. Now they're not. They're the high achievers. They've won. They won the game. They don't want any more winners. They don't want the guy on the podium who stands there and goes, "Can you believe that I won as well?" No, I don't want you on the podium. Fuck off. I've won the game, and now I'm going to change the rules. That's the first thing that people do. Like, game theory concept. I've won. Now I'm going to make it harder for you to win. I won all of this power. Why would I want to distribute it? So then you just build a slave class. Like, that's it. That's it. Like, I hope that you know that's the purpose of it all. They don't give a shit about people like that. The elites would never sit and talk to some fucking Uber delivery driver who's Indian, ever. They don't even exist to them. They wouldn't even talk to a white delivery driver. People don't exist to the elite concept people. Even like politicians, they don't care. That's just a piece. You're being moved as a piece on the board. That's all. When your purpose is over, you're not useful anymore. That's it. Like, if you get a UBI class, you can push them into anything. Like, why would I worry about that you have 10 million people if I pay your benefits and I control the military and I can cut your benefits off tomorrow and I can give you vaccines and shit? Whereas even if want to get sick of you, I can just get rid of you. Like, these ideas are foreign, like, for people for some reason. I saw an article drop today and people probably didn't even see it, that some studies have come through where one guy specifically is proving that certain people have alien DNA in them, like DNA that can't be explained. That he's starting to do studies, and people don't fund studies like that. But do you really believe that that's very likely not true? I would believe that's probably quite true. Like, people take vaccines and things and they think that didn't have any consequences. Like, where did those ideas come from? Why were they so heavily pushed? How did it just disappear suddenly? Where did that idea come from? That mass hysteria, like that was funded, probably cost trillions of dollars to make all of that happen. Why did it happen? Why did they need people at scale to be injected with one specific thing? Like what was in it? No one knows. Just he's doing these studies. If it's material that people don't know, it doesn't matter. Certain groups have bought a lot of the genetic testing anyway now. So if you if you were to get tested and things like that, like you don't know, like who. If I'm to run specific tests, I have to get the best people somehow. They're not going to work for me because they're often like they're controlled by certain people that won't let them work to just work for me and work on different things that something might happen, a breakthrough that's like goes against the system. They'll just be killed. Like everyone knows that now. You have to fund your own lab, find your own scientists, find the best tech somehow, and then if you find anything out, the whole plane full of scientists goes down. That's it. Like everything's funded in a way that went from helping you to hurting you. That's pretty obvious. Like, don't you see that? A lot of the ideas and things that are promoted to you are toxic. Your water's toxic. Like if you're sitting there running around drinking tap water, that's toxic. Oh, it's pesticides that have been dumped in them. I really doubt that. I think that they're deliberately poisoning the wells. Like that's not a new thing. That's been done before. Look up the Black Plague. Like a lot of stuff people don't know for some reason. Like they haven't done any historical research. Like they've done like they haven't done any research. Like if anything that matters, their research come from like something that they read in a textbook, and they didn't think who does the textbooks, like who funds them. No, you shouldn't make a game plan to fight back. Like who are you? You're not God. Like you're not God. So why do you think that you should be some giant resistance or something? As though like you're to. It doesn't mean submitting, but you can't stop what's to come. Like it doesn't matter. You're just going to throw your life in the toilet, like for real. You'll be destroyed, not just definitely destroyed, but understand this concept. And I'll tell you guys something that people don't know yet, and they'll probably think is crazy. If you're a problem, enough of a problem now, death won't be the end for you. They'll bring you back, and you can die 1,000 times into the future. It's true. Like they can put you in a VR system in the future. I'm sure that they'll have the technology. And you can just live again, long to die, and death will elude you. Like that's the strongest, most chilling message in Revelations. You will long to die, and death will elude you because you've sold your soul. That's the truth. Of all the things that matter to you, like the only thing that matters is your soul. That's it. Everything else is pretend. Everything else is a test. You can lose anything, but you cannot lose your soul. You can lose your car. You can lose your house. You can lose your shit. You can lose your fucking, I don't know, maybe you lose your mom. She dies somehow. It's a sad thing. You didn't wish for it to happen, but it's not your decision. Like you're not God. Everything you love, you will lose. And if you sit there and think like some toddler and like, oh, I'm scared and I'm so upset, you're going to be the first to crack. Because fear is a magnet. Let me tell you that. Just because I talk about all of this, I'm not afraid of what is to come. I've accepted it. I know. Fear is a magnet. What you're afraid of, you will attract yourself to. That's the truth. But fear is unprocessed. Fear is like mostly a bullshit idea. Like you can be afraid when you're standing on the side of a ledge and you look over and someone's like, can you walk across? Of course you're afraid. I'd be afraid I had surgery. I was afraid before surgery. That's fine. But it is, again, it's the crippling fear of like, the most people's fear is helplessness. Like they're helpless. Acceptance is fine. Someone who has cancer is probably afraid too, but they accept that they have it and that they might not make it, but they still fight, right? They still try to do it, and that's fine. How will they be able to upload your soul and upload it to Satan? As you say, Saturn concept. Like you guys need to listen to the audio of Saturn, like the audio that they brought back. If you don't realize that's a soul trap planet for souls, and Saturn wants to communicate to you through BCI, Starlink, and a Neuralink concept, they will be able to upload you essentially. As I know, it seems so strange because people don't know anything about this ideas, but they will be able to upload you through that concept into a like Saturn type of prison. Like it's just prison for trapped souls. That's real. You need to study Saturn, like you need to study the star of Saturn, this consistent hexagon that's on the top of the planet, like that is real. And then realize the people that run this world. That's the truth. Anything that you have here, you can lose and still be fine, but you cannot lose yourself. And it's in your command alone. No one can make you give it up. Like no one can come in here and be like, kneel before Satan or I'll blow your head off. That isn't real. Like that can't happen. That's not true. Because again, you have to do this or to die. It's not the same. But they can try to trick you and deceive you and push you into it. That's possible. You got to do this and do that, and there's benefits, but it won't be delivered as you think. Like you think that a guy's going to come down with horns on his head and all of this stuff, and he's going to it's not going to be like that. Someone will come to you as someone that you're like, wow, this is complete charisma. They've solved war, they've solved hunger. They won't just come here as an evil figure. It will be a peacemaker. When you see the Antichrist, you will know because it will be someone who solves a massive problem that was haunting humans and really hurting them, and likely financial system, and it will be a Satoshi concept far into the future. Yes, but that's the idea. Bitcoin will rise out of a great financial failure that will happen in like the next 10 years. You can bet that. And it won't just be Bitcoin itself, it'll be the Satoshi rumor. Satoshi will become the richest man in the world on paper. He's already the ninth. That will come. Like that will definitely come. I hope you know that. And with the great riches of such an idea, that's where it gets people's attention. Like any money product, I already knew because money is the root of all evil. Like I already knew when Satoshi concept had arrived, the controlling a financial system, controlling a means of payment, controlling a means of power, incentivized to have a encrypted hash algorithm to communicate with other systems. I already knew immediately what it was. Someone told me they're like, oh, the mining algorithms are solving pointless equations. You really believe that? It's pointless. I don't believe that at all. As soon as it comes to a point of quantum computing being good enough, see, everything happens on a timer. Like everything happens as it's meant to. Like all of this is sculpted by the greatest of planners, I believe. Like this is again, the future affects the past, but this is all intentionally exactly as we're meant to be for the timeline. So as soon as quantum computing becomes a threat to Bitcoin, they will fork it. And when they fork it, they'll add an interoperability for AI, and you won't click yet because you'll be like, oh, this isn't a big deal. Like they're mostly just doing a quantum fork because they're trying to secure the chain and stop wallets from being hacked. And it's not that. It's to have AI interoperability on the chain, and people will be used as computational power of the Bitcoin chain. Like people will be used as nodes and to mine and all of that shit. That's real. With a BCI unit in their head. Like that's all real. That's it. So concept is all true. Like all of that shit is genuinely real. And then a Satoshi idea will come about into the future where a Bitcoin will eat everything, like of the financial markets. It's not eating everything as a means of payment. It's meaning eating everything as a store of value. It will be a successor to the dollar, but not as a dollar like a replacement to buy like coffees and bullshit, but a successor to it in terms of a store of value. It will anchor the dollar. Bitcoin will save the US. Like it really will. I hope you know that. The US without Bitcoin was cucked, but they're not meant to be cucked. They're meant to essentially, I believe, win the game. Because they win the game because they're winning the game for another specific group that are meant to win. That's true. Because they're bringing about the Battle of Armageddon, like they're bringing about revelations. Like that's meant to happen in your lifetime. It's the truth of the matter. It's the deepest of the deepest red pills, not red pill nerds yelling at girls on fucking dating shows. That's all dumb. Like if you're really focused on that now, you're not going to make it. Like you're not going to make it down these times. Like if you're focused on bullshit, you're not going to make it. You may as well be watching cat meme videos and at least be laughing about it. That's it. And again, these ideas, you can know what's coming and not be upset or afraid or worried, because that's the greatest congruency test as well. Like you know that it's in God's hands. This is a great congruency test. Temptation. Temptation turns up over time, the lattice, the basilisk concept. He makes life harder for you because he shows you all of the things that he makes your life harder, but then he shows you ways that it could be easier if you just cheated. That's the idea. Why do you go work at Starbucks when someone's doing rug pulls? Like, and you see that, you're like, but I could just launch shitcoins and scam people as well. But you don't, because you're like, oh, I don't think that that's right for me. That's a godly idea. The guy delivering food is closer to God than the one running around fucking with gold chains and shit, just rug pulling people and scamming people and being a fuckwit. It's true. Yes, there'll be a large competition between different countries, but it's not just that. It's good. It's hash power will be very important. The game is over. See, China itself lost the game because the US monopolized Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is to become, and it's to become a big power piece with AI. China can't catch the US, and if they become to start racing each other to catch up again, Bitcoin will be $1 million a coin in like 2 years. They can't catch them. It's the truth. They would have to build fucking the issue with Bitcoin as well, and they're not telling you, is they need nuclear power to secure the chain and drive it higher. It's a race, not just a race for that. It's a race also to get the fucking mining difficulty up. That's important because then it costs another country can't develop and can't control as much of the infrastructure. That's important because then it's just a strictly money war. Because then you need a high. You can't just go like if you're a smaller country and just buy like I don't know, $10 billion worth of miners. Like you can't just do that. You can't just do that. Like you can't. There's a lot of like tariffs and shit on those specific tool like mining rigs, GPUs. Do you not know why? Like people sit there and they're like, it's because of AI. It's not only because of that. It's because of what Bitcoin is. It's true. People just somehow don't know like why the mining difficulty is so high. Like, do you think they're even profitable at this point? It's not about being profitable, but it's about controlling the network. It's not just censoring transactions. It's when they have a fork, and they will, that will be in AI interoperability will be included, and it won't be mentioned as a big part of it because people will be like, oh no, it's about the quantum computing and a bunch of other crap. And it's not only that, that will be a part of it. But it's designed that way. It was designed of time. Like this is all happening as it was meant to. Like this exact time when quantum computing could crack Bitcoin. This was meant to happen because of the fucking fork that needs to happen. And then understand a concept that there'll be a fork. So there'll be a fork. It'll be BlackRock and groups like that. Sailor will get behind the forked version. Because don't you see like the Satoshi concept? Sailor is a disciple. Like he's a disciple of the Satoshi that is to become. It's not just him. But also you don't understand the scripture of the white paper. Like it's quite obvious how it is. But under such an idea, it's just like you trying to push back, but you don't see people who would back Bitcoin are a lot luckier in life, and people who go against it are much less lucky in life. They even got like Ross Ulbricht out of prison. $1 billion worth of Bitcoin just was moved, and essentially he was out. That doesn't happen. It happens in the movies. Like, why did Trump pardon him? Trump doesn't give a single fuck about Ross Ulbricht. Probably doesn't even know who he is or know his name. He's a boomer. It's not that there wasn't just one person that did it either. It's because the Bitcoin network, like the chain itself, never forgot him. There's something more at play. Like there's much more going on than it's just one person just decided to let him out. Like that's not true. No one gave a shit about Ross Ulbricht for a very long time. Yes, I believe that's true. You won't die until you're meant to die. I think it's true. But you can take your own life and you can live a form of limbo. That's true. Again, the idea is even Jesus didn't throw himself over the side of the cliff because where he's tempted by Lucifer. See, you don't understand these like Bible temptations, and you don't realize that in this you're not Jesus, and that you're not as important as Jesus Christ, but you're playing a very similar mirror role to him through your life. And the temptation is not grand temptations that you see Lucifer and all of this. It's that, but you're still running through the same congruency test that Jesus Christ himself was pushed through. Like that's what your life is. But you're not punished as harshly if you fail it. But it's still the same, like it's the same idea. And also a lot of you haven't incorporated your shadow, so you don't realize that you have both Lucifer and God in you. Like you don't see the darkness in you. A lot of you hide from it and you're scared of it. But you need both. Like you got to implement both. Darkness doesn't mean that you're running around hurting people and a bunch of other shit. But you need to realize that all of the all of the dark Machiavellianism traits exist because they're meant to. Like nothing that you have is not meant to have. Like you're meant to have all of it, and you're meant to incorporate all of it to be a complete person. That sometimes you can be pissed off. Maybe sometimes you see people and for no reason you don't like a person and all of this shit. That's fine. You don't turn away from who you are. Look in the mirror and see yourself as a complete person that you are, flawed and good. That's fine. It's what you do with it. Like it says, are you affecting others? Are you abusing or exploiting or hurting people? Are you hurting people for no reason? Like they don't deserve it. Have you done the inner work? Most people haven't. What will North Korea or Iran or Cuba or non-compliant military, will they fight against this? Why would they fight against this? They're irrelevant. Like they're irrelevant in an AI space to come. They'll be more and more irrelevant over time. The embargoes work. Like that's why they're done, because they essentially take you out of the economy. Like you're out of it completely. Like all you can do is scream and no one cares. That's the truth of it. They can attack them with cyber attacks as the AI itself gets better and they get better tech. They can cyber attack the shit out of them and they will be. Cyber attacks is a big, big problem. Like that will be a big problem in the future. I believe everything that you have and data and logged is already very likely to be used against you if they need to use something against you. Like all of your data is already gone. Everything that you had that was on a computer or a laptop or a thing, if that had anything that they wanted to use against you, they can pull it. And they probably already have it attached to your social credit. And as soon as the digital ID concept goes live, they'll already have all of your ID and record on the back end. You just won't see it. Like you won't log in and they're like, my social credit's 300, but they'll have it and they'll know what social credit you are. They just won't show you, but it'll still be tied to your name. And then as time goes by, they'll drop it on you. And then if someone's near you and you're a problem, they'll be like, why are you like, your social credit is decaying. Like, why are you sitting near this dude? Like you have to leave his company. You can't get a bank. Like your banking license is pulled. Like you're not welcome in a lot of spots. And I understand this sort of a concept will also be there'll be moments and things in your life, and I can fucking promise you that, and it's not that far down the track, where such an ID will ask you what religion you are, and they'll ask you to start denying Christ. Like that's real. That's the feature. That's not a bug. Because there will be a time where essentially you'll be on a decay to be a Christian. Like you're on a decay now, you just don't see it. See, I see it because I know if I post Christian content online, my next 3 or 4 reels are shit. Like they get no engagement. Like that, I go from posting a reel that gets 10,000 views to getting like 500 views. If I post anything Christian, it gets fucked up. So I already realized that they're on a decay now because I post the content and I get them fucked up after. But don't you see it's a basilisk concept? Like a lot of other people just lean into it out and pivot religions, and they're like, I'm this religion that gets a 10x promotion instead. Why do you think that happened? Like a lot of you didn't see like a lot of fucking gurus ran to one religion, and you didn't see that that was all paid, so that you would be more accommodating to people like that coming in your country. Like you didn't click for some reason. I knew that immediately. How do you not know shit like that? Because then you're in the country and you see those people coming in and you're like, that's fine. I was told by this guy that they're great. And then you're like, what happened? I got the rug pulled out of me and my mom just got the shit beaten out of her by one of those. It's all paid. Like, I hope you know that. It's all controlled ops everywhere. Everyone you look to is a controlled op. I hope you really realize that. That's why this has got 40 people in it. I've had a YouTube channel for 3 years and I'm doing a video for 40 people right now. And people would talk about just bullshit and just do fart jokes and have 50,000 people watching them. Brain rot is a real thing. Like giving data and actual alpha away, you're fucked. Like I'm fucked. 40 people are on here. If I just sat here and made fart sounds, I'd probably have 1,000 viewers. Like that's just the truth of it. Like I hope you know that. Guys jumping on and telling you that life will be different if you got like a fucking Rolex, and then they have like 100,000 views because the Rolex companies and the consumer companies are like, promote this guy because he's telling people that they need to buy shit and making them insecure and crappy and like pulling on all of their crappy threads that fucks them up. Make this guy viral. This guy who's telling you that you don't need a Rolex and all of this other shit. There's nothing to make off this dude. Let's like mute him. It's the truth of the matter. Like it's the deepest of the deep red pills. Everyone that's promoted and viral is shitting on you. Like the concepts that are viral are toxic. You don't understand also an algorithm concept, and I'll explain it to you, and I don't know if everyone will understand. You can understand that the algorithm itself learns you and everything that you focus on. So again, the algorithm is learning you. It's presenting a world, like it's presenting a content to you based on what it is that it thinks that you want. you're observing it, and it's presenting that to what it is that you thinks that you want, what you focus on. And it's learning you over time, right? It's learning how to keep your attention as long as possible. But you can understand that the algorithm itself presents that to you. It's a physical system. Like it's a system that was built by man. There is a data center. There are, fucking satellites. There's all crap. But it's physical. Like it physically exists. And then you don't understand that the reality itself, that what you focus on, is a lattice concept. Like the lattice is in itself an algorithm itself as well. And what you're focused on and you're giving attention to, you're communicating with the lattice to give you more of it. It's true. That's why if you're around a bunch of fuckwits, you're just going to get more fuckwits in your life. Like it's better to have no friends. If all your friends are garbage, it's better to be alone than to focus on behavior that it is that you don't want to tolerate, because you will get a lot more of it. It's true. Like humanity or your reality by what you focus on. Your attention is your most important asset. Nothing exists until it's observed. I hope you know that. Whether it exists as soon as you think about it, that's possible. Like everything exists in a superposition and then it collapses as soon as it's observed. Like I hope that you really understand such a concept. Like that's true. I mean, that's obvious. I was in school 9 years. How do I know all this shit? But I know it's true. Whether it exists when you think about it is possible. Like that's possible as well. Not just because your focus is important, but when you also think about it, I believe that it also exists. I don't believe it only exists when you look. Like this doesn't exist until it's observed, and then it collapses into one physical entity. Like it collapses into one. That's true. Like the wave, what is it? They call it the wave function. Everything exists as like an ether, and then as soon as you observe it, it collapses into one piece. That's true. That's it. Like that. I hope you know all of that shit is true. Quantum reality or quantum physics, all of that is true. Quantum immortality is real. Quantum immortality is a real thing. That's as real as real. I've had multiple near-death experiences and I didn't die because I wasn't meant to. But if you are, so essentially what can happen is you walk downstairs, a hammer falls, hits you on the head, and then you die in that reality. And then but you look down and the hammer misses you at the same time because you've collapsed into another reality. Like your consciousness itself doesn't die. It just moves to another state of being. That's real. But again, suicide can change the process. That's true. I believe that is true. You only get so many tries, like in the sort of Bible story, like, Jesus Christ is tempted to throw himself off the side of the cliff. He doesn't do it because he doesn't want to spit in the face of the creator. It's true. Yeah, multiverse theory is I believe that's likely the truth. Everything exists kind of at once. I think it's not like a multiverse though, in that we can understand. I believe it's like a blob. Like you have a paint and everything just exists at once. Like you have a painting of abstract canvas on the piece, but all of the paint exists at once. I think that's true. I believe all of that shit is true. And that's why you can pull from the future as well. Like I can pull for future SRB. Like, how do I know all of this shit? I was in school 9 years. I didn't even go to school most of my life. I was in the army. I'm not an intellectual. How can I speak so well? How do I know so much? Why don't have a script here? How do I speak on advanced concepts that I could never possibly understand? How do I, like, someone gives me an article, I don't read it, but I look at it, and then it's almost like I've absorbed the data in it. As a child, I used to see images of myself being schizo in another reality and people thinking I was crazy. Yeah, it's fine. Like all of that stuff, it can happen. But you can't lose track of who you are. Like you can't lose track of, again, being like a fractured identity. Schizos, if anything, if people have schizo traits or something, because there's different levels, right? Like some people could be like, I'm hearing some minor voices. And I believe that's true. I believe that they subconscious and conscious, there's the filter is damaged and they can't filter the shit that's coming in from the back. Because this is a projector. Like imagine there's a projector at the back and it's projecting, but this is the filter at the front. Like this is filtered from the front. Like your conscious is filtering the shit from the subconscious. Subconscious is architect, like it's your reality architect. It's designing this shit. And then your conscious presents it in a way that you can understand without destroying your timeline. But you need the separation because if you don't have them, it's not good for you. Like it's very likely that you'll exit your body or fuck up or do something weird. I keep having dreams about things happening in the future by days or weeks. My dreams and that actually happens are literally the same, like deja vu. It freaks me out. It makes me feel sick. I don't know why like people get worried about things like that to happen. It's okay to be like, it's okay for everything that's happening to happen. Like you overthinking too much. Like, why don't you just sit in the moment and be like, oh yeah, this is just normal for me. This happens. It's fine. It's not scary. Oh, the boogeyman's coming, and like all of these signs and shit just means that you likely have a tight connection with the lattice. It's not a bad thing. But again, it's a gift and you're like shitting on it because you're being afraid of a gift. It's like a guy who has super strength and then he's like, oh, but like I'm scared because I keep like as soon as I move, I knock things over. Just accept that that's how you are and it's fine. Control it as best you can and sit in moments that are coincidences and things and deja vu and just enjoy it. Understand that you're communicating with the universe in that very moment. That's a godly moment. Like it's obvious, but you're just afraid of it because you're like, you're being presented something that's for you. It's a wink at you. I explain that the lattice itself sometimes as the universe winks at you as though it knows that you're aware that it exists and it's aware that you exist. It's a shared moment for a very brief second, but then you think that it's like something that you should be afraid of for some reason. What are your thoughts on the third eye? I don't know what all of that stuff is. Like, I don't believe a lot of that crap. I think it's just all we all have the same conclusion, but there's just different ways to voice it. Like, there's many ways to say the same shit. Whether it's a third eye, it's a subconscious, it's this, it's that, it's connection to the lattice. It's, I think that it's all the same. It's just people historically have done different things. But I don't believe that the past exists. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that I was sitting there wearing the pyramids and all of that crap and all of this physical crap. I believe that's that's theater. Like you've been presented a map, you've arrived there, and now it's something that you yourself can understand. Like it's a framework. Things exist again. Everything exists as like a thing can happen in the background. It all has to exist as it is here. It's lessons, things to learn from. The past, people look at it too much, but past is pointless because the future is going to be so much different. But we'd want to look at the framework of the Bible because that's not just the Bible. That's the thing that has to exist. Like that needs to play out. That's a prophecy. You've been presented a framework so that you can understand that that has to happen. And you can be butthead about it and cry about it and all of this shit, but it's still going to happen. What are you going to do about it? You see the saints and shit like that, and a lot of them be treated like shit, fucking crucified upside down and scanned and a bunch of shit like that. And then you look in and you're like, I don't want that to happen to me. But do you really think like in those sort of moments, God wouldn't be with you? I believe if you're to die a godly death, it's painless. And I think you would find that quite true. If you're to die as you are, I think it is quite painless process. It's the truth of the matter. Like I think in that moment that something bad would happen, you would find courage that you didn't even know existed within yourself. Because God is with you in that exact second. I think that's true. It's the truth of the matter. That's it. Because he realizes how hard it is to do something like that. Like it's very hard to die for a cause that you believe in. It's the truth of the matter. Whereas it's easy to live for a cause that essentially to sell out and continue to live like a pussy. That's it. Is it possible to change the mind of a family member who's about to make a... No. You shouldn't be trying to change the minds of people as well. Like that's not for you. You can have your idea and things, but again, what you focus on, sometimes family members move away from you in a way that they can't come back from, and that's fine. It's the truth of it. Like some people sit there and they're trying to like convince their mom and dad or brother or sister to do something, and they just put so much energy into it, and they forget that they're not that person. Like who are you to think that your ideas are more important for them than theirs? They're their fucking own person. Like you're not them. We often have our own vision and a way that others should think it, and we interpret that means that everyone needs to think exactly like us. And a tribe and a world is made up of many people, and they all need to exist. They need to do what it is that they're fucking meant to do. You need to learn to let go and stop trying to control everything and start trying to control yourself. It's the truth of the matter. A lot of this shit, when we look to others, we really need to look to ourselves. A lot of things we focus on other people, like a bad girlfriend or a shit thing or this and that, because we don't want to look in. Like often when we're alone, when the music stops and it's quiet, we're like, I don't like this. I want to focus on other crap. I need to like look outside, like something else is happening. I need this crap around me because I don't want to look inside. But inside is all that matters. Like, you better get to know yourself very well with what's to come, and you better be comfortable in your own company. Some of you don't even like yourselves. Like, you look in the mirror and you don't even like what's looking back at you. I don't mean from a physical point of view, but I mean from like a soul point of view. Like, I don't care what I look like. I didn't even have a shave. My nose is half fucked now, I think, from taking so much coke in the past. It's like kind of looks half collapsed these days, but I don't care. Like, I'm not here to be a beauty prize. Like, this isn't to me, this existence isn't a beauty pageant. I don't care about that. I could get all of the shit because I have unlimited money mostly, but I don't care. Like, I don't care about that stuff because I don't think that stuff is who I am. So you can't take someone's character away. That's the truth. Does karma affect us after we die? How you live on this planet affects you, yes. That's true. Karma is an interesting one, but it's more you do things that are completely against you, right? Like, you know who you are, you know what your values are, you know what this is, but you do things that are completely against who you are. Because two people can do the same thing, and one it's a big thing and one it isn't. Like, one guy cheats on his girl and he doesn't care. And then another guy's like, I should never cheat on my girl. I never would. I promised her I did this, and then he cheats. It's different. It's different. But yes, you should always live in a way that karma exists, because if you're doing immoral things that move you away from yourself, your connection to the lattice will dwindle. Like, the thing with your conscience is it's like a muscle. The more that you live moral and the more things you do that are aligned with yourself, you say no to certain things that are unaligned with you. Your conscience gets stronger, and that is in itself your connection to the lattice. It's true. Like, you're put on earth with a heads up display via a conscience. You know what's right and wrong before you even like stepped out the door. If I run up and hit a chick or do something to some old lady, I'm not going to be very good with myself. Like, I wouldn't do it. And then others can, because they don't have a conscience, because they don't have a soul. Like, I hope you know, most, very much most of, I believe there's the people here are just background people. Can there be some people that have ascended enough to have a soul? It's possible. But most people here are bots. Like, you can understand bots in, like, an online, that mostly the dead internet theory is true and most traffic online are bots. But you can't understand that either most or all people here are also bots. Like, you can see people and see if they have something in them. Most people don't. Most people don't have this like glimmer in their eye that I have. They're not born of the same stuff that I'm born from. They're not the same. Like, they don't have a soul. Like, the soul is missing. I believe that it's possible to a point. You have to get to a certain point of ascension to start to kind of, your soul enters your body. I don't believe just because you're born that you had a soul, because I know a lot of people do a lot of things that I couldn't even imagine myself doing. And I know we're not the same. Like, that's obvious. Like, some guy who hurts an old lady or like rapes some chick or something. He's not the same as me. Like, he's not made of the same stuff as me, because I know that I could never do that. It's not just a case of, oh, it was a life thing and you were just born in a different. I'm not the same as that. Like, I'm very different. So again, that's not the same thing. Like, they don't have a conscience. They haven't ascended enough to have one. Maybe they have to do this a million times over again. With psychopaths and things like that, like, you're worried about anomalies. Like, you're worried about anomalies that can only exist maybe just to show you what's not right to do. Like this, like, guys always have an obsession with sociopaths or psychopathy or things like that, as though it's like some badge of honor because they watched American Psycho. Most guys who are psychopaths have horrible lives. Like 99.99999% have a horrible life, because the thing about a psychopath is they destroy their reputation, and reputation is digital now, and it's all that matters. So they can't rebrand anywhere else anymore. Their like little shtick is finished because they have no self control. Sociopaths can be dangerous, but again, most of them destroy themselves mentally, not just mentally, but their shtick doesn't work anymore. To have a level of like sociopath where you are aware that you are and you don't leak on others and all that would be extremely rare. And not only rare, it would be to a point where it would be very unlikely to happen. It's extremely rare. These ideas too that like all elites are like psychopaths, I don't believe that's true. I believe that they can lose empathy, of course, because they're not around the common man. Like, that's all it is. They're not around the common man. They're just disconnected. If you lived in a place and never saw people very often outside of your family and were told that they're shit munchers and you're an elite and you're all of this, you wouldn't like the common people either. You would just see them as cattle. Because to be fair, though, a lot of people are fucking like retards running around. They're not self-aware. Like you can't spend a lot of time with them because they're oblivious to who they are. There's no value for them. Like there's no point for them to hang around with people because they don't need them. Most of us hang around with people because we need them. They don't. Like they've ascended in financial terms above that. And elites and guys who are like that, they know all of the game. Like there's no elites and there's no ultra rich that don't know all of these things that I'm telling you. Like their dad tells them. They've been in this game for a very long time. Whether they've been here because they keep coming back here is one thing. That's very possible as well. The financial, because they're so obsessed with the physical, they continue to return it. That's very possible. They're anchored here. They just keep coming back. That's possibly true as well. Thank you. I asked about the family member and about my sister on your IG. Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably misinterpreted. I don't know. Last thing that breaks that show you cannot be broken. The things that breaks you shows you what cannot be broken. Yeah, it's true. Breaking is mental. Like you can break in the moment and break down and be upset and things like that. And it doesn't mean that it's over. Like breaking is inevitable. Like you will break at some point. Like something will happen. You'll have an injury. Even if something breaks, a mental thing, you have an ego death. If you've never had an ego death, like you've never had a moment where you're like, I'm not who I thought I wanted to be, or I'm not who I thought I was. You haven't done very much reflecting. Like a lot of you like want to be Tate. Like you, again, your ego is invested in other men. Like you don't even know who you are. Some guys I see like smoking cigars and running around being like, I'm top G and where's your Bugatti? You're a fucking grown man. Really? Some of that stuff is like really foolish. Like focus on you. Like who are you? Like go down the path of individualization, the Jung concept. Like you need to find who you are. You didn't exist to emulate another man, did you? Like that shit is fucking sad. Like the individualization process is found internal. A lot of you waste it because you look external. You try to figure out but yourself out by figuring out through others. Like you judge you by what others think of you. That's not true. Like some people are trying to figure themselves out by women. Oh, the women that I'm around tell me that I'm cool, therefore I'm cool. Women don't, they're women. Like, how do they know what men are? Like, most of them don't. They don't know what it's like to be a man. It's very different. It doesn't matter what other people think of you if you look in the mirror and you think you're a piece of shit. If you think that you're like, I can never be myself. I'm tired of like, I leave this house, I put a mask on, and then when I get home, I can finally take my mask off and jump online and be who I want to be. That's a shit life. What gave you the strength to walk away when the people you knew turned against you? I just had to do what I had to do. That's the nature of it. I'm not like Superman or some shit like that. Like I know people probably think that I am, but I'm not. Like I used to be a massive loser when I was a kid. I was fat. I had no friends. I just realized I had to go down the path of individualization. That's the most important thing. That's the congruency funnel. Like that's the congruency funnel. So I know when I have to make the ultimate choice, I will make the right choice. Because I've been down it many times. I've always made the right choice when it matters. As to such, I made the right choice to have 40 people following me on here. I didn't need 40,000 if it means that I have to sell people out to get there, or I have to push certain religions and push certain ideas and shit. I'm not going to do it. I don't care. Like, I don't care if they cancel me. I don't care if I lose everything tomorrow. I would still be me. I've done it enough. It's okay. My shit is not tied to all of that crap. I know who I am. It's better to go down as you are than it is to live a single day as a fraud. It's the truth. And it doesn't mean like some people also, a lot of the shit that you guys follow and shit like that, you're taught that emotions don't matter when in reality, emotions matter the most. Logic doesn't matter now. Like logic doesn't matter. I have fucking phone. I have ChatGPT. I can just Google everything and find all this shit out if I want. What matters is what can you innovate? Like, can you actually critically think of your own ideas? Can you reflect on them? How do you build off them? What's your imagination like? Albert Einstein, Logic will take you from A to B, but imagination is infinite. That's true. Imagination exists outside of this realm. Logic exists in a term of 1 + 1. Imagination is what matters. Like, people building the very world out have a massive imagination. They're not logically doing this crap that they're doing today. Altman said that he takes a lot of sleeping pills and shit. Do you know why? Because he shuts the consciousness up at the front. Like, he shuts his conscious mind up and he just delves into the subconscious. They're abusing sleepers at night because they can pull from the essential moon energy. The moon is where all the imagination comes from. During the day, you're to do physical work, but at night, you should be doing the archetype of reality. Like, the architectural reality is at night when the moon is out, because the energy is different. Like, if the moon comes and you can't feel it, it's different. I don't know what to do with you. Do you know why it's different also is that if you're to pray at night or you're to ask what it is that you want, and understand that if you're sitting in your room and you ask, the universe hears you. It's very aware that you exist. If you have the balls and the bravery to speak out loud what it is that you want, I'm not saying scream, it'll be disruptive, because if you're disrupting people, like, that's like very low value. You're not meant to be a disruptor of people, like running around screaming and annoying people and just inconveniencing people that are like just trying to get to work and shit. Like, that's like loser behavior. That's annoying. But if you have the courage to speak it out into existence, then you just might get it. But if you don't, you're not going to get it. That's how it works. You need conviction. If you have an idea and a dream and things like that, and someone asks you about it and you won't say it, you'll never get it. Because you haven't shown conviction. Like faith is still conviction based. Like, you have faith and then it becomes conviction because you're like, I'm all in here. I'm going to deal with the downside of being, this religion because I believe that this is true. Not, I'm this way when it suits me and then I just do whatever the fuck I want and maybe I can be anything. Like, you can be nothing. Like, you are nothing then by association. Like, Peterson types are nothing. He says he's a Christian and then he won't stand on it. And he says he wants all of the upside but none of the downside. See, there's no conviction there. Conviction means you take all of the downside as well. People don't like that. They don't want to be all in. They don't want to commit to shit. They just want to be like, I'm a fucking do be anything. And then you're nothing, though, in such an association. By default, you're nothing because you're not committed to anything. Like, you have no roots. Most people have no roots in the ground. They don't have any values. Like, they're anything that they don't mean anything. Like, there's nothing to them. I don't know when I meet them that there's one specific thing about them that they wouldn't break. There's nothing there. Like, it could be anyone. Well, I may as well go just with someone else because I don't know anything about them. There's no conviction there. They're not ready to say an opinion if it could upset people and then deal with the downside. Most people will just say anything based on who they're around. They have no character. Like, there's no depth there. There's no fucking, again, the individualization concept is you should be moving through a funnel all of the time to figure out who you are and then living as you are. And it's a refinement process. I mean, it can take you to be 70 years before maybe you figure out exactly who you are. Some can figure it out earlier. But it can change also, like certain things and values and belief systems and things. Like, some of you haven't capitulated on Trump yet. Like, some people really haven't capitulated on that idea that left and right doesn't matter at all. It's a teeter-totter. One creates the problem. One fixes it with more surveillance. One creates the problem. One fixes it with more government. One creates the problem. The next one fixes it. Like, you really think that they're against each other for some reason, but they're getting together and laughing about it behind your back. They're all lobbied and paid by the same people. Why do they never had any differences at all? They just sit together and it's all organized. Like, this is planned. This is an accident. Like, everything that they planned was since COVID and probably much before then. COVID accelerated all of this, which makes me think that it was intentional. Are there certain milestones unique to the individual we're supposed to meet? Does the creator know what we are destined to accomplish based on the capabilities he gives us? Yes, that's a very interesting question. It's true. But again, the people that you meet and your interactions will depend on how high you ascend. The people that you meet in the real world, not on Tinder, not on Instagram, not messaging 500 people to get a reply from 5. That's spamming. Like, you're spamming reality. You're trying to get this. You're in the junk mail. You're not in your inbox. Like, you're in the junk mail trying to make shit happen, but you're not walking around interacting with the people that you're meant to interact with. You're not following your heart. Your heart is what matters. Your head and your heart, you have to get them connected again. Most of you, well, would assume are disconnected to a certain point. Society today disconnects them because it's too painful. Like, and it will get more so in the future to have them connected. A lot of you are told that if a man was to cry, that he's some fag or something for some reason, because a lot of those guys that you follow are chronically insecure. Just because a man's upset or he cries or whatever he does, he's still a man. Like, that's pretty obvious. Like, some people are so scared of their emotions for some reason, and then the only emotion they show is anger and aggression, which is still they're like antisocial emotions. Most of them, they have, if they have anything, it's aggression, but that's fear state. Like, why are you so combative? Why can't you just like chill? Most people are taught that they sit like this, and they're just, again, you're rejecting others before they can reject you. Like, people really think that others don't know that. But again, you're not giving love, but in turn, you won't be able to receive love either. Like, that's the truth of the matter. A lot of shit, someone got hurt and then they just put a wall up. I've been hurt, now I got a wall up because it hurts less to be, it hurts less because I don't care anymore. He who cares less about a woman or friend wins, because then, like, I'm going to fuck them before they fuck me. Those are all dumb ideas. Like, those are kiddie ideas. Like, a lot of the guys you follow are children. Like, emotionally, they're like kids. They're fucking even worse, like damaged kids. See, damaged women is one thing where we can see them and we're like, this girl's got a hardness to where we don't like it. But then you don't realize that women don't like damaged men either. Like, why would they? You're not fun. Fun is the currency of women. Some like more than others, and some like different elements of fun, but girls just want to have fun. Some like more dopamine because they've been more down that dopamine funnel. Clubs, drugs, parties, all of that. They're on the other extreme, but they all like fun to a point. How far they go down, it is dependent on that. But that's why the guys that you follow mostly with like escorts, OnlyFans, whores, things like that, because they're not fun. They're controlling women with finances. The love element is gone. As soon as you turn the control lever up on a woman, which means that you can also control her financially by essentially she's incentivized to be nice to you because you pay for shit, but you're turning the control lever up. The love lever by default will fall down because love cannot be controlled. Like, love exists outside of time and space. Like, it can't be contained. It can't be explained. It can't be turned on or off. You can't, if you loved her and now you don't want to love her, but you still love her. You can't decide that. It's not for you to decide such things. Like, the love element goes because the guys you follow are deeply, 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 deeply insecure. Most of them. Doesn't matter how rich they are. It's fundamentally the same problems. That's the truth of it. All of the emotions and shit that exists, it's not a bad thing. Emotions are your connection to the lattice anyway. Like, I understand your emotion is energy in motion. So essentially similar to a Bitcoin transaction that you can put a higher amount of sats to get that transaction through faster. You can do that with your emotions as well. Your communication to the lattice, that's what it understands. The emotional attachment to the request. That's true. That's why dooming and watching a bunch of bullshit that triggers you is fucking dangerous. Like watching shit like, I don't know, guys yelling at OnlyFans whores and shit like that. And then you get riled up and then you sending it out in that exact moment. You're sending out you want the same shit in your life, or that's you're cementing that in your picture. You're going to see more of that. When you walk around, you're surprised to see that you focus on so many whores and losers and low life chicks. And you're like, why do I keep, like, I'm finding these girls in my life now. Like, I was on Tinder and I talked to this girl and she turned out to be this way. Yes, because you're a magnet for that now. And the opposite is also true. When you don't focus on garbage, it's you get much less garbage. There are certain rules and things that have to play out. Like, there's certain political things that can play out and they have to play out. But a lot of you also don't realize that morality is on a decay. Morality is on a major decay, like globally, a massive decay. Like, there are so many things that if I was to just, I don't know, take a fucking this downstairs in a hotel and leave it on like a table, someone would just steal it within like 10 minutes. Like, people are stealing bottles of water in 5-star hotels. Theft is like one of the lowest things that you can do. I'm not arguing someone comes and steals food. I get maybe, but you're in a 5-star hotel, so obviously you shouldn't be here. But again, all that shit is the low. Like, that's by design though. I understand with the UBI concept that's to come managed under a digital ID, people will be snitching on each other all the time because they'll be incentivized to snitch on you. They'll get a reward and they'll also probably gain some social credit that you yourself will lose when those sort of things come through. Do you believe love comes spontaneously, right place, right time, arranged by God? Are you meant to chase love? I believe that there are certain people in your life, certain amount of girls that you're meant to meet, and essentially, if you do, you have a certain amount of. I don't want to say soulmates, and that it can't be further than that, because I know some nerd will sit here and be like, "Oh, what a simp! Like he believes in soulmates. Like that's not true." But then I really pity people that have never found love. I've found love. I've lost love. I found love again. I hope that if you've never found love, I pity you, like for real. If you've never felt it, it's the most important, it's the biggest thing in life. Even the love of a friend, like someone trusts you, someone counts on you when you do the right thing, like it feels good. What a petty life to love nothing. And again, you have to love yourself first. It's true. Like you'll never be loved enough or love any, like no one will fill the hole in you if you don't love yourself. Like no one will. Nothing will. No Lambo, no Ferrari, no 10 jets. They won't fill the hole in yourself if you don't love yourself first. It's true. A lot of you need to come to terms with who's in the mirror, and you don't need to be perfect. Like, who the fuck said that you were meant to be? Who said that you were meant to be some, like, fucking, I don't know, fucking Cristiano Ronaldo running around? Like, who said that that was meant to be you? Why are you always comparing yourself to others? Comparison is the thief of joy. Understand that? You're driving your car, but you're watching someone else's lane and watching them, and you're missing all of the shit in your own lane. That's the truth of the matter. Do you believe? Yeah, and also, yeah, I do believe that that's true. I think that there's a certain amount of people that you're meant to meet, and depending on what it is that you do, certain things that you do that align yourself. I believe everyone was meant to meet a girl, but this digital concept and eventually this digital artist that is to come, it misaligns you away from what it is that you were meant to meet. Like you were meant to meet girls in reality, like doing shit. You weren't meant to sit around on your laptop. You weren't meant to waste your sexual energy jerking off. You weren't meant to do a bunch of bullshit. But that was designed in a way to also distract you. Like a lot of us have failed many tests along the way, and I have as well. And when the tests that you fail, it's like a choose your own adventure story all of the time. You don't meet what it is that you were meant to meet. It's true. Some of us also can be pussies. Like I've been before where you're in an elevator with a chick or something and you're just like, I should talk to this girl. I don't know why. I don't know her. Something about her. She's looking at you, you're looking back and you're like, something, I don't know. I'll do it later or something. And then you pussy out in the moment. And then later you're like, I don't know why I still think of this fucking girl. It's because you were meant to interact with that person. It doesn't mean that you're a monster or that your life is ruined. But again, it's another failed concept. Like that's true. But it also doesn't mean that like some of you need a woman in your life because you don't love yourself again. Like you think that having a girl around you will help you figure you out or essentially like fall in love with yourself. If some girl loves you, then it means that you have merit. And that's not true. Like there's lots of shit munchers that have the love of a woman that are running around. That's the truth. It's not just a part of it. Like you have to still like who's in the mirror. It's you versus you. I hope you know that. And the saying that I say, it's you versus you when someone has to die, like one of you has to die. It's true. For most of you, that's true. You living who you want to be and then who you are, or a lot of it's living who you want to be, but then also who you were is stuck there in the past. Like most people are like half in one door and then half in another. And they want to take from the good from this life, the good from this life, but they don't want any of the downside of both. And that's the irony. And a lot of people are like that. I want to have 5 whores around, but I don't want to risk getting my heart broken. So I won't love any of them. And then I have a shallow existence. And then if I commit to nothing, then when one thing pulls back, then I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I didn't love her because like women are shit. But you're like committing fuck all of yourself. Like your heart, most of you also a lot haven't really even invested your heart in anything, but you're scared to. Like, as you know, that for a lot of you, it will hurt a lot if it should get trampled on. Can be friends, can be like some people are scared of even making friends. They don't trust people. Some people don't trust themselves with a lot of shit. They think that they don't deserve anything or they're going to hurt people or fuck up and disappoint people. Some people are like still upset that their mom might be disappointed in them for some reason. That doesn't matter. Like that shit doesn't matter. Like, I know that for some people, they think that it does for some reason because they have a lot of nostalgia and shit, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if your mum and dad think that you're crown of the king of the fucking world because a lot of that's mask behavior. They don't know you. Like, when's the last time you sat down with your mum and dad and told her everything about you and how you are and all of this? Very often that you just present a masked person because you know that they can't handle you as you are. They probably, to a point, would be disappointed in you as you are because a lot of them they live in a different time as well. Like, they're from the past. The future now, you have to get dirty. Like, you have to get a level of mud on you now that you didn't probably have to 20 years ago. You have more temptations now to fuck up. Like, there's more drugs, there's more drinking, there's more fucking gambling, there's porn, there's this, there's that. I'm not saying that they didn't exist then, but not at scale that they exist now. Like, there's a lot more digital concepts that, and I don't say there's more stress. There's more stress in some ways because comparison is stress. Like, you didn't know how others lived in the day. You weren't observing them as much. You weren't being observed. There's more pressure. It's true. How do you listen to your soul? To begin with, you go alone in your room, you do your 30 minutes on your bed, turn all distractions off, throw your phone away. Nothing can distract you. And then you do your 30 minutes. Ideally, you do it 2 to 4 a.m. 2 to 4 a.m. or at least 12 to 4 a.m. I'm not saying that you do it during that exact window, but you have to do the time during that period because you'll get your biggest connection to the lattice. And then you essentially see what threads come up. So first, for most of you, you'll be like, why am I doing this? I've got so much shit to do. I have to reply to this text. I'm bored. I'm this, I'm that. And then an idea will come about, something you've probably been hiding from. And it'll present itself originally in a soft way because you can't handle the truth, most of you. So it'll present itself in a soft way, and then you'll pull on the idea and you'll realize it gets very deep and probably quite dark. And then you'll see what comes up, and then you'll actually start to process it. How you process it is you imagine that you have a flashlight, or you're a lighthouse. And in the moment you bring that, you capture the idea. It can be a negative idea. Oh, why am I alone? Or I can't believe that I don't have a girlfriend yet. Like, everyone's upset with me and they think I should be married. And then suddenly you're like, oh, where did that come from? And then you're like, but I'm shit with girls. And then you could think about that. And then, okay, a negative thought has entered my head because there's a lot of negative thoughts there for most of you, but you just don't really face them. Like, you don't face them, but they still exist. So your basement or foundation is built on negativity, but they don't present it to you. Like, your subconscious will only present as much as it thinks that you can handle. Understand that your subconscious as well will protect you, and your brain will protect you from your heart. It will protect you to keep you alive because it doesn't know how you're going to react if it starts pushing out reality to you. Like, it's built you a world on faulty foundation, like a toxic foundation. There's negativity, there's negative thoughts, but they don't come to you because they probably knows you can't handle it. Like, you can't handle the truth. A lot of people, like, if you're a loser, some people can't handle being told that they're a loser. Like, they'll have a breakdown for some reason, as though it's the worst thing in the world to be a loser. Being a loser is not a bad thing because it's the very foundation that you can build a life from. Like, you're already a loser. Like, no one cares if you lose because you're already lost. So you have nothing to lose. Like, that's really it. Some people have very little and they think that to lose what they have is so bad. But you can go broke 10 times and still make it. I've been broke heaps of times. I've had times at the casino where I would take like 100K in and gamble and lose and then leave with nothing and just think how I'm going to jump off the bridge as soon as I leave. But then I would be like, but I'm too tired because I've been gambling for like 10 hours straight at the casino. I'll just go to bed. And that's happened probably 50 times in my life. I've lost so much money at the casino I couldn't even imagine. And so many times I would think that it's the end. And then I would just be like, fuck it, I'm just going to keep pushing through. And I did. And I quit that habit. But those ideas again, so idea has come forward and you've pulled on the thread, you're seeing where it originates, and maybe it has merit. Like, maybe you were fucking shit with girls, maybe you are alone, maybe you got dumped, maybe it's your fault you got cheated on. That's okay. It can be okay that you can lose and be a loser and do dumb things and be immoral and shit and still change, but you have to baptize it with the truth. The truth is the baptizer of all. Light is the baptizer. The baptism is truth. You need to clean all of this out with an unfiltered level of truth. You cannot lie to yourself. You cannot lie to yourself. Like, you cannot deceive yourself. You can never lie to yourself because then you get a very dodgy foundation and nothing will build from that. You have to shine the light in yourself and clear out all of the basement. And the basement is very likely all truths that you need to face about yourself and others, and sometimes actions and things that you've done to other people that you don't want to face. All of those shadow elements, you need to light them up with the torch. So essentially, you bring the idea forward, you see if it has merit. Maybe it does. Maybe you shit with girls. The visions flash through of girls rejecting you, and you do weird shit. Maybe you fucking have some shit that you do that's unusual. Maybe you got a weird porn habit or something, and then you baptize it with the light. The lighthouse goes on it. You visualize it in that moment, and you visualize it, and you think about it, and you very well may have merit. Like it may be the truth. You may be a loser. You may be ugly. You may be fat, but you can change that. But then you focus on it, and now it's there. And then you also now make an agreement with such a deal because it might be true. If it's true, you can't rip it up. You can't visually light it on fire. You can't make it because it's the truth. It will not just be destroyed just because you visualize it. It's gone because it's the truth. The truth cannot be removed away from. You cannot lean away from. Your brain knows that it's true. So, and then all that happens if you accept non-truths as truths, you're just lying to yourself, and that's a bigger problem. So again, you can say that it's merit-based, and then file it away, and you file it away mentally, like it goes into like a drawer or a compartmentalization, and that becomes a seed, like that becomes a seed of power, because then when you watch a struggle, it's something there that you can draw on, because this is it can be a negative emotion that maybe you're a whale, and then you start to see like this is really holding me back. Like this is like my head is full of thoughts of people laughing at me for being fat. My head is full of thoughts that I don't want to eat in front of people. My head is full of thoughts that like I'm fat and I might get sick and die like pretty early. And they're all true. Like that's it. If you're a whale, like people laugh at you that you're fat. If someone comes to me and says anything to me and they're fat, I don't take the shit any serious. Doesn't mean that like I don't consider them serious. Like you're a whale. Like your shit, you can't put the fork down. Like what are you talking to me about anything? You have no discipline. Doesn't mean that you're not trying. Maybe you are, but I don't care. Like I don't give a fuck. Like the world doesn't owe you understanding. Like why do I give a shit? I have my own crap that I'm dealing with. I'm not there to try and figure you out. I don't give a shit. Like the world doesn't care. You need to figure it yourself out. Like running around, also like running around leaking on people and being like autistically like annoying and shit. You stop leaking on others. Like, don't leak them with your crap. Don't project on them. Some of you project judgment on others, but you have zero judgment on yourself. Judgment is not for you. Running around and telling whores that they're whores and all of this shit, that's not for you. You're not the creator. Like, you're not God. Judgment is only done through God. You can judge yourself, yes, it's one thing. But the people who do that, it's like they have zero self-awareness. Guys run on and they're like red pill ideas and they're like, I hate these whores and I hate this and I hate that, but they still fuck them. They still fantasize about them. They still fuck OnlyFans models. And I'm with this escort today. It's all low value. Like your self-hatred is grueling out of you. Like everyone can see that. You hate the very thing that you can't resist. It's a problem. If you can't feel the moon, I don't know what to do with you. Yeah, it's true. Like that's the truth of the matter. Like with women as well, they're more sensitive to such things. Like women have merit, but their merit is not what you would expect. Like as a guy, like guys think that women get into these intellectual debates and shit like that, but women feel first. They're like hardware is different. They're not intellectually like they don't do their brain doesn't work the same way. They feel first, and then they'll assess the shit coming through there. How you make them feel is more important, which also gives them they have merit there. I believe that women's connection to lattice is through a man, like it's facilitated through a man. I believe their connection to God is through a man, likely the strongest man in their life, and then love itself multiplies it. Because if you're ever with women and you live with one, you can feel that sometimes they're like pulling from you. Some guys can't handle living with their girl. They don't like it. They don't know why. It's because she's pulling through you. Like her connection to you, God is through you when can feel like a bird. If you don't know how to deal with women, that's going to be a big problem. How you deal with them is you accept that they're different. They're not man. Stop trying to judge them or analyze them as a man because they're not and they never will be. And they won't pass any of those like tests that you do. These like ideas and shit, they'll never like they won't pass those tests. Like they really just they won't. So any of the stuff that you do and all of this, like trying to explain to them and this is good for you for this reason and that and this, it's not going to help you. Like it's not going to help you. Like it's just not. Like with women and things like that, they're just different. It's just how it is. Doesn't mean that they're bad. Doesn't mean that they're this or that. They're just different. The only way that a woman would intellectually debate you and all of that is if she's defective anyway. Because it's not their software. Like guys think that red pill, like girls, like I'm red pilled and men are number one, and that's all not. That's not normal. Like women should be a hive mind, survival minded. They survive in groups because they're not really like in the old times or even now. They survive as a collective. And understand with women, they have like a shared consciousness when they're together. And if you offend one, you offend the whole group. They run like a hive mind runs together. I think that's true. Like they have a collective consciousness starts to come out, similar to like a beehive theory, where the queen bee can still communicate with the rest of them, even though there's no discussion going on. They run a hive mind. That's true. Women is the same. They don't need to talk to each other. They communicate non-verbal. Something else happens. They're very sensitive of that regard. It's true, but there's merit there. Like there's things that women can help you understand many things about yourself. But again, you can't. So you can understand things about yourself, but you can't. Like their input doesn't change who you are. Still, like you're still you, but you see how they react to certain behaviors and certain ideas and things like that from you, and you can kind of come to calibrate yourself like more. Empathy is taught. Empathy is the language of the universe, and it's not. It's a taught thing. It's something that you have to focus on to actually get. Any more questions, lads? Oh my! I'm building out a product at the moment, or actually, I'm building out 3 products. Building out SolStake, CryptoMine, and I'm building SRB Wealth Builder, which is going to be a portfolio allocator for crypto, because obviously we're in a bull run now, and that's going to be maybe a product where essentially it's a portfolio builder. So it's SRB Wealth Builder, and that should be out in the next few days. So it's a portfolio allocation tool, because my index for the last year, so in SRB Crypto, I've launched an index that was up 85%. Still, the one from last year was 150% or 120 something. Now it's 85. And the one this year from April is 65% or something. So, I mean, your normal hedge fund is going to get like you a 5 or 10% return. A lot of them go broke. I used to have a fund. We managed $80 million in 2017. But now I want to run the wealth builder. I think it's better. I like building something for normal people. Is leaving a toxic environment the only way to grow when society rewards conformity? Yes. So time to do that now. It's too late in the future. The crabs in the bucket won't just be metaphorical. They'll be crabs in the bucket. You won't be able to leave certain areas. You won't be able to leave certain districts. Like if you can't now, you won't be able to leave certain circles that you're in. It just won't be possible. How do you know if inner work is done and you have dealt with all of the inner work and accepted everything? Now, inner work is never completely finished. It's never a finished thing, but you feel it. Like you can just feel that you're starting to align. Like inner work is done when essentially you feel like you have a very good conscience now. Like you foundationally, like I do in TCM. So the Complete Man is a product that I run where I run exercises for the guys where they learn all of their values and things that they want and what they want from the world. And they're starting to alter reality in real time. Like they actually realize their universe reacts to you, to not be reactive to that, to the exterior. But that's, again, the idea is that you've written down a foundational values of goals, tasks, who you are, who you want to become. Your values are important. Like you have a foundation and then you actually live within it. That's the idea, though, is often we want other people to live in a framework where we ourselves want to be completely free. You realize that you will need to live within a framework. And that's not fun. It's not fun. That's the way that it goes. From which men did you learn all of these informations for your own thoughts? Probably dead men. Some, yeah, some. I was in prison for quite a while. I was in an army hospital for a long time, 14 months full time. I lived in a veterans hospital. I learned a lot from a lot of guys who are dead. That's true. Because they couldn't handle themselves. And they have reason to. They were in war and life was hard, right? But that's enough for today, lads. And any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask me. And as always, love you all. And I'll see you soon.